this world has been connected. And now darkness within darkness awaits you.
In the end, every heart returns to the darkness whence it came.
My name is Ansem. I reach for the darkness. One who knows nothing can understand.
Everybody, welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. This is episode number 19 in the season 2 of the longest running Kingdom Hearts podcast on the internet. That's right, longest running. I don't care what anybody says. That's us. We're the longest running.
I feel like it was just episode 1.
We're only 30 episodes away from episode 200, Jason.
Oh my god.
Isn't that crazy?
What the hell?
Anyway, I'm Mike, by the way, and with me as always is my brother, Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hello.
Before we get into the podcast, I want to say thank you to everybody who hung out with us on the live podcast.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. We played through Dark Road all the way through until we did the live podcast, so it was a long marathon-type stream, but it was a lot of fun. And it was a lot of fun hanging out with you guys and talking Dark Road.
It was kind of like an atypical one, because typically when we do a live podcast, it's like the first thing we do. Mm-hmm. But it was the last thing we did for that stream. So it was a little bit different energy.
Yeah. And Dark Road took us a little longer than we thought, but it was still a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Speaking of fun, Jason, I have an email.
Oh, yo?
From a listener. Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
When you said a listener, I thought you said Alyssa. I was like, who the hell is Alyssa?
Yeah, not Alyssa. No emails from Alyssa today.
Dang.
Before we get into the email, though, I just want to say congratulations to us, Jason. And you want to know why?
Why?
We are, as of this recording, August 30th, 2022, the 38th video game podcast in Portugal.
Yo. Shout out to the Portugal homies.
And I want you to know...
You know who you are.
We went up 134 spots today.
On the Portugal ones?
On the Portugal one.
Dang. Who in Portugal binge watching?
Shout out to our friends in Iceland who have made us the 47th top video game podcast in Iceland.
There's people in Iceland? No way, dude. People are spoofing. No way.
Top 50 in Iceland, dude. Top 50. You gotta love it.
No way.
You gotta love it. We're also 104th in just the leisure category in Portugal as well. So we're really dominating the
leisure?
The Portugal charts right now.
Okay,
really dominating.
We be leisurely dominating.
Anyway, this email is from our good friend Panda. And it is titled, To the Stinky Boys.
I do be stinky.
Hey, SpikeGhetti Bros. I have finally got all caught up in the podcast. What a wonderful journey. I originally discovered you guys in July of 2021 when y'all got comprehensive and woke, but I wasn't sure if I really wanted to plunge into the podcast just yet. After hearing friends constantly talk about the podcast, I decided to finally start listening in January of this year. I hadn't really prioritized it till the KH4 trailer came out, when I think my excitement for a new game had me obsessed to consume all KH content.
Oh, hell yeah.
168 total episodes later, and here we are. I don't have a cute, sappy story about how the podcast changed my life or helped me through any big life obstacle the way most of these emails do. Perhaps the closest is that when I need a break from studying, I'm able to turn to the podcast for a silly study break. Regardless of that, I want to voice my appreciation for you guys in the SpikeGhetti Bro community. I don't remember exactly when, but I remember y'all had a sort of mission statement about what you wanted the podcast to be and how you wanted to create a community with a lot of interaction with listeners. I wanted to tell you guys, even though I'm sure you already know, that you've achieved just that. I love that I've been able to enjoy such a funny and consistent podcast while joining a community of a bunch of hinged and unhinged Cage fans. From the moment I became more active in the Discord, you all welcomed me like everyone else. I even got griefed by Tyler on stream by being muted after calling him out on something. The community that you guys have been able to cultivate is one that is very welcoming and easy to just jump on in. It's a bittersweet moment that I'm caught up and can't binge the series anymore. Thank you for continuing the podcast through the seemingly endless KH news droughts, for creating such a great community of people, and just putting yourselves out there for all of us. Panda. P.S. I drew a little gift for you guys. I hope you like it. So Panda drew a little Pepsi icon with your and my faces on it, and
It's so cute.
it's adorable. And you know,
It's the
Alex
Discord
does a-
icon now.
I made it the Discord icon. I made it the YouTube icon. I made it the Patreon icon. I made it the Twitch icon. I made it every icon.
Yo.
And you know, Alex does a pretty good job of capturing our likeness
Yeah.
in like a mean way. Like we always look like badass. You know?
Yeah, we always do.
We always look badass when Alex draws us. This is like the cutest we've ever been in our lives.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, but it still looks like us. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you especially. That is like you. You know, me. That's me.
I feel like
But you, it's like it's you.
I don't know. I feel like that's straight up you too, bro. I don't even know.
Fair enough. Anyway, Panda, thank you so much for not only the drawing, but the email as well. I will say, Panda has been kind of going through each episode and kind of updating us on things she thinks are funny.
In the
or,
Discord, yeah.
You know, and it's really been a awesome trip down memory lane for me. Just, you know, there are jokes that we made that are really funny that I just forgot about.
Yeah.
And then Panda would bring them up. The one that came to mind, I think we talked about it on the live podcast, but the air traffic controller Zemnis.
Yeah.
Fucking gets me every time. Leaving? But, you know, so it's been a really great journey for Panda, but also for us, because it really is, you know, helped remind me how fun this podcast can be. Not that I need that reminder, because I have fun every week with you, but like, I don't know, it's just nice.
Yeah.
A lot of times it just sits there, and I'm like, okay, well, that shitty episode's done. Now on to the next one. But like,
it's like
there's
when you have a good
of,
piece of pizza. Like you're like,
Right.
You don't need the reminder that pizza's good, but it's still like, yo.
Right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Ansem Report podcast, the pizza of podcasts.
That would
Jason
be
said it
nuts.
first. We are the pizza. But yeah, no. So thank you, Panda. Really appreciate you. It is kind of bittersweet, like you said, that you're going to be done. You know, there's going to be more podcasts, and you know, if you're like Panda was originally and a little scared of taking the jump, that's part of the reason why we started season 2, is so people didn't feel like they had to go from the beginning.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a wrong way to consume our podcast. If you decide you want to start at season 2, episode 1, if you want to start at this one that you're listening to right now, if you want to start at season 1, episode 1, all the way back right before Kingdom Hearts 3 releases, you know, there's no bad way of doing it. And I appreciate anybody that listens to, you know, any of our podcasts. So, Panda, thank you for being a juiced individual. Thank you for the email and the art. If you want to be a juiced individual like Panda, or at least, you know, partly like Panda, because I don't think anybody could ever live up to Panda, but you could send us an email at ansomreportpodcast@gmail.com, and we will read it on air just like we did that one. You don't have to draw us art, but we appreciate when people do that sort of thing, because it's fun and awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thank you again, Panda. Thank you to our friends in Iceland and Portugal who are keeping us afloat, you know, out there. We appreciate that, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, if you've been, and also Panda, like you binged all of the Ansem Report, you got the Marvel podcast.
Well, that's not available to everybody
Lord
yet.
of the Rings podcast. Yeah, but it's coming out. Like these are things that are in the works.
Yeah, actually, Jason, do you want to take this time to talk to everybody about your new podcast venture?
Yeah, true. I plugged at the very, very end of the live podcast, but Yeah, so me and Sean _AFK are doing a
The
Lord of
leader
the
of the
Rings
AFK Nation.
Rings of Power podcast. And so we'll be going over the show. We already have episode 0 out where we kind of just talk about, how we got into Lord of the Rings and all Tolkien stuff, and just going over what the show is presumably going to be about, because, it's not out at this point. And what's really cool about it is because it's a prequel and is like thousands of years before the Lord of the Rings, like the movies and stuff, it's kind of like a clean slate. So you can just jump in without really any prior knowledge. And what's cool is like Sean enjoys them, and he's like read The Hobbit and he's watched the movies and stuff. But he's not like a huge Tolkien nerd like I am. Like I just constantly, instead of like listening to like podcasts and stuff, I listen to just like video essays about like just nerdy stuff that I like, and Lord of the Rings is one. So I know a lot, and so I can kind of guide people through like, oh yeah, this is what this is and this is what that is, and it will be fun, and we're going through it. And yeah, check out episode 0, and I think by the time this is out, so will the first episode as well.
I don't know about that, because this comes out Friday.
What?
This comes out Friday. I think Second Breakfast comes out Saturday, doesn't it?
Right, but I didn't know if we were dropping that episode a day early.
I don't know. Either way.
Anyway, it's either coming out tomorrow or it's going to be Saturdays. So, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be Saturdays. It's not up on YouTube yet. It will be. But right now it's on all your favorite podcasting services. Actually, I don't know if it's up on Apple yet, because Apple likes to take their sweet ass time.
True.
Let me look. I'll actually look and see if it's... It is up on Spotify, though. That's where I listen to it.
And also, presumably...
I gave it 5 stars.
What we'll be doing is watching it on stream as well, because it's a Prime Video. So if you have Prime Video, you can watch it along with us. I don't know if it's something that we're going to be doing every week, so I don't know. We'll see. We have, by the time you hear this, we'll have already watched it. So I don't know. I'll join the Discord. We have a Second Breakfast part of the Discord where we talk about it, and that's where we'll have any type of notifications where you can see and come check it out. And
Jason, for those watch-alongs, don't the people watching have to have Prime as well?
Yeah, that's what I said. If you have Prime Video, you can watch it with us.
Okay, just clarifying.
Yeah.
Anyway, go check that out. Lots of fun stuff happening on the Super SpikeGhetti Bros Podcast Network. Jason, let's talk about Mr. Normura. Back again. Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years.
True.
He has a Q&A regarding Dark Road, which has now been translated for us by our good friend Ryuji, member of the KH13 staff. Shout outs to Ryuji Blades, who just translates the hell out of everything for us. Without Ryuji, we would be a sham of a podcast without Ryuji.
That's true.
And I also want to note, and Orpheus Joshua notes this in his article at KH13.com. Go check it out. He says that the interview contains spoilers for pivotal Dark Road plot points. So we're going to dive into this. So if you haven't, for some reason, beaten Dark Road yet, and you want to experience it for yourself, I would maybe nope out right now.
Yeah. Or just watch the cutscenes.
Or just watch the cutscenes.
279.
Yeah, shout out to Damo, the boy. But we're gonna go over this stuff. So, and then come back when you have done it and experience this with us. So, here we are, Q&A time. Question 1, Jason. In past titles, we saw a different looking young Xehanort than the one in the Destiny Island cutscenes, seen in Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance. Is there an explanation for that? Nomura says, Dark Road shows the correct model. At the time of production of Birth by Sleep, the appearance of a young man was prepared, but the appearance of a boy was not because of budgetary constraints when it came to 3D modeling. So basically what he's saying is, I know that messes up the timeline for him to be as old as he is on Destiny Islands, but we just didn't make a model for it.
Okay.
So that explains that whole scenario where it's like, but are there 2 young Xehanorts? No, there's not. They didn't have a young boy model. Sorry. Question 2. Are there going to be any further patches to Dark Road after this? Yes, we've identified instances where the incorrect background is shown during combat. Furthermore, we've identified where the player where the player with Xehanort's cutscenes will not display as they should during some unique circumstances. I apologize for these bugs. We will be releasing a version 5.0.1 patch to address these issues.
Yeah, so just bug fixes. Yeah, one of the bugs, I went back and looked at our VOD because I was talking with Damo and Water and Lands of Masters about it on stream. There's a bug where it's like the flashback scene where like the player character in Union Cross is dying and like Ephemer is like crouching at his side, and your character like isn't there when he's like crouches down, so it looks like he just crouches on the down on the ground for no reason, and then the next scene it kind of just shifts and then he's there. We didn't even notice.
We didn't even notice.
It's like it's only like for like a quick second where he just kind of leans down. It's also because like we know what's happening too, so I feel like that's kind of part of it. But yeah, it's funny.
Oh, Jason. Oh my gosh, I know that we're not in the same studio right now, but Mr. Tetsuya Nomura has just walked in.
Oh my god,
he's here. He doesn't want to be on camera, but he said he would like to read the answers for us.
Wait, what?
For the rest of these questions.
Oh my gosh.
He wants to live enact the interview.
Oh my gosh.
That's so crazy. All right, question 3 then, Mr. Nomura. The why did Xehanort become bald reason was honestly unexpected.
Yes, it was not a matter of great importance. I just wanted to clarify that he had shaved because I noticed that it had been misunderstood as a common theory that he had just lost his hair. Otherwise, it is not a big problem that the Queen of Hearts did not remember Xehanort. That's just the way she is.
Oh, wow. So he's just saying he shaved his head.
That was the whole idea,
yeah. Question 4, Mr. Nomura. In Dark Road, several of the Emblem Heartless make an appearance, but we thought they would only appear later in the series.
The reason for their appearance in these past worlds will be explained in Missing Link.
Okay.
Ain't no way, bro.
Right.
You're really gonna look Mike dead in the eyes because I'm not in the in the booth and tell me that, dude? All right.
Yeah, he did, dude. He did. He's shaking his head at you in disgust. Question 5. Who was the blue-robed figure seen in the epilogue of Dark Road?
It's the player. Or, to be more specific, it's the vessel where the player's heart has started its second lifetime on. Therefore, whenever someone disappears, it's not that they're entirely gone. Rather, their heart has melted into another person.
Okay, I'm sorry. What does that mean?
So, like, instead of becoming a Dream Eater, you just, like, not necessarily reincarnate, but you're just on the journey with them.
Mr. Nomura just whispered to me that he will not be taking further questions. He will only be answering the questions from the interview. Okay, all right. That's fine. Jeez, prima donna. Question 6. Is the Scala Ed Kayam in Dark Road and the one in Missing Link one and the same?
Correct. The reason why there is such a difference in atmosphere is due to the fact that Scala Ed Kayam is positioned as a multi-layered city, with a new city being built on top of the old one.
Okay.
So, like, what's so weird about that is, like, before we got, like, the actual, like, timeline or whatever, I mean, I guess there could just be, like, a difference in, like, how time flows in Destiny Island and in Scala, right? Because he leaves as a baby and is given to the blue robe dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's still old, like, gothic Scala. And then he comes back when he's, like, presumably, like, the same age as, like, Sora and Riku in, like, KH2 or 3. And it's completely, like, the newer Scala, like, the white Scala. So either time flows differently or it didn't take long to have, like, maybe it was, like, completely demolished or something in Missing Link and then had to be completely rebuilt, which to me is like, how the hell would you do that in 15 years? I guess magic.
Mr. Nomura is not going to comment on this, but, like, when we first saw Scala, it was, like, shown as, like, just being, like, unending.
Yeah.
Like, island after island after island of these, like, different windmills and shit. And so I don't know why the answer wasn't just, oh, that's a different part of Scala. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you could have gotten away with that one. But
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. I feel like architecturally, you would just get bored making the exact same island over and over, bro.
For sure.
Like, switch it up a little bit, bro. Anyone who's played Minecraft creative mode for more than like 15 minutes is like, okay, I can't just be making diamond buildings every damn time. Like,
right. I mean, you could.
They pretty much did that, actually, when you think about it. They were...
yeah. Mr.
In creative mode. It just made the whole place in one block.
Question 7. Xehanort's full descent into darkness wasn't fully explained, was it?
There might have been some missing spots, but I believe I managed to depict the beginning of his entrance into the path of darkness really well. Laughs.
Wow, Mr. Normura, patting yourself on the back. He said, hey, I did okay. I did pretty good. Number 8. Ooh, I really liked this classmate / upperclassmate. Will he or she be in future stories?
Regrettably, while I wish I could have further explored their character development, I was unable to do so, or the story would get insanely extensive. Most of the characters will probably not appear in future stories, but if the opportunity arises, I would love to depict them in other forms of media.
So probably not, but...
No, he said they're dead.
Yeah, translation, nah, them bitches dead.
Question 9. Could you explain more about the "Destiny is so cruel" line by Master Odin?
Naturally, Master Odin also had a master to mentor him. Said master entrusted Odin with a mission, which actually ties in with the identity of the blue-robed individual.
Being a little cheeky here, Normura.
Wait, hold up. What?
Naturally, Master Odin had a master to mentor him. Said master entrusted Odin with a mission, which actually ties into the identity of the blue-robed individual.
Huh. Maybe they were like, yo, like they passed down information. Yo, there's going to be a dude who's going to come named Xehanort. You have to let him be a Keyblade wielder.
Yeah, some weird shit. Well, they mentioned in the game that they're keeping Xehanort away from the darkness.
Yeah.
That's why Xehanort's at Destiny Island.
I was gonna say, well, we didn't really touch it on the like previous question where it's like you don't really he didn't really depict like all of his transition. I guess like for people who don't know, it kind of seems more just like the idea is over time the darkness kind of just like seeped into him, either like through his armor or like when he was there, and like they were like about to die like right before Odin, and it's kind of just over time, like, and obviously he's like gonna keep doing shit in the dark realm and stuff. He's obviously, he even says he's too close to darkness to raise Ventus as his pupil or whatever. But obviously he's also doing some nefarious ass shit on the side.
For sure.
But yeah.
I read this thing about, it was like, so you're telling me this man that was doing all this torturous shit to Terra and Aqua and Ventus, and then again to Sora and Kairi and Riku, was an empath?
True.
So he could feel how it hurt them the whole time?
Yeah, dude, this is his resolve. He knows what he needs to do.
I guess so. Question 10. Xehanort appears with a figure who we assume to be his mother. Is that Scold?
That is incorrect. However, she is related to Scold in some way. The next title, Missing Link, will have bloodlines as one of the story's main points.
So
not really giving us a lot here, Normura.
These characters that you wrote, they be having sex, bro?
Wait, Ephraim or Flux?
I guess he and Scold apparently.
Yeah. Question 11. Dark Road reveals about Xehanort's lineage and bloodline with some mentions about the first Master's bloodline. But what about Ericus? Are the two of them related by blood?
My apologies. I cannot answer that, as it will be explained in Missing Link.
Mr. Normura.
Mr. Normura.
Laughs.
Don't just laugh.
Question 12. He just laughed. Question 12. Speaking of Missing Link, could you share any further information about that?
We are currently in the preparation of the closed beta test. Unfortunately, I am still unable to give a more precise time as to when it will happen, but there are plans to rename the Kingdom Hearts Union Cross social media accounts into Missing Link accounts, so I urge you to follow them.
Yo?
Namira, can we get in the closed beta test?
Laughs.
Hey. He just laughed.
His eyes are shifting, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're getting in. Question 13. 13 questions. Last question.
I see you there.
Lastly, will Xehanort appear in future titles?
Just because the Darkseeker's saga is now concluded does not necessarily mean Xehanort will never appear again in future titles. If the opportunity arises, then.
Translation, yeah, he's clearly young Xehanort.
Namir just turned into a bat and flew out of the studio.
Oh my god, were you just talking to the vampire? Oh my god. Anyway, we'll have to ask him next time.
He's gone. I don't know. He's turned into a bat and flew up. Additionally, he made this cool little artwork of Xehanort holding an umbrella.
It is cute.
And people have actually, the background, although it's very vague, people have found the background, and it's somewhere in, you guessed it, Japan, in Shibuya.
Yeah, these GeoGuessr motherfuckers are like going a bit too hard, dude.
Doxing the characters of Kingdom Hearts.
They're going a bit too hard.
They are. So yeah, that was the Q&A with Mr. Nomura. Thank you, Mr. Nomura, for joining us and then flying out like a vampire bat. Anything to say extra about this, Jason, now that we've gone through it?
I mean,
it's clear Missing Link is going to be very important to where we go next, obviously.
Yeah. Well, and that's really how a lot of this stuff... we said in the live podcast, so we did feel like a lot of stuff was answered in Dark Road. The things that were not, it's like very clear that it's like a setup for Missing Link.
For sure. I agree.
And or Cage 4. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I stay sussing Odin. He is sussy and Abaka. And, yeah, he's really the only other person I'm really sussing, obviously, besides like Luju. I think everybody else is kind of goners.
Yeah, I don't think we're seeing Baldur again.
One thing that we were talking about that's a bit weird. So, like, okay, obviously, at the end of like the finale of Union Cross, Alrena and Lorium are shown to go to Disney Worlds. Do you know which world Lorium ends up in?
Snow White, right?
Yes, the literal one that that the mirror is in, right?
Uh-huh.
And then when old man Xehanort goes back to the mirror and is like, were those people even real? Right? How the mirror not saying, yeah, he's right outside the castle, bro? Come on now.
Well, I wonder what time frame.
Right, that's what's like is weird. Is
there.
Ventus like the anchor? So when Ventus shows up, then they do, right? Like a little bit later. So it's probably one of those things where he's old, but maybe it's like a year or two later. But it's like, oh my gosh, dude, like Xehanort was so close but so far. Obviously, he does meet Ventus, who is one of the kids from his dreams, right? Like,
right. And then treats him like dog do.
Yeah, and then Well, no, Mike, you got to reframe it. He, as an empath, was able to sense massive darkness in his heart. It wasn't that he was purposefully trying to summon Kingdom Hearts. No, he was pulling the darkness out, dude.
I don't know, boss. It's like the empath thing is funny because it feels
That's not
like
what they
when,
say,
like,
but it's the meme, yeah.
Well, I know, but it's like it feels like when like you meet a person. And I don't mean to like categorize this, but most of the time it's a female, and they say something like they do something bad, and they go, "That's just because I'm Aries," right?
Yeah.
That's what the empath thing feels like to me. It's like I'm an empath, so that's why I had to try and destroy the world.
Master Xehanort really do be like, sorry, I'm a Gemini. I have to split you guys.
I'm typical Virgo behavior.
Right. Ain't no way, dude.
It's like, come on, Xehanort. What the hell?
Ain't no way.
Speaking of what the hell moments, Jason, we have one more little news item to talk about before we take a break.
Hey, yo. Mad news today.
Do you remember the Kingdom Hearts 3 Alba Inator chess set?
Oh, yeah, dude. The one you can't play?
Remember that, right? The chess set that costs $300.
Yeah.
And that you're not able to play chess with because it's not actually a chessboard.
But you can go, watch this.
Yep. Apparently, in Japan, where it started to release, there have been multiple defective pieces.
Yeah. Well,
here's the statement.
I know they had
Japan said.
I know they had delayed it in order to have better quality assurance.
So here's what Square Enix said of Japan. We have received multiple reports about defective pieces of the Kingdom Hearts chess set. We urge all affected customers to get in touch with us through the support center so that the exchange of the defective pieces can be performed. So it sounds like they're making right on it.
Yeah.
But what you're telling me, Jason, is these motherfuckers tried to sell me a $300 chess set that doesn't work, and then it looks like shit too? That's what you're trying to tell me.
Yep.
Square Enix, please.
I mean, that is pretty cringe, but also, who the hell buying this, bruh? If you're buying this, hey, bruh, what are you doing, dude?
Man, if
you
they're
can spend
buying
$300 on anything.
if
buy some actual good art.
Like, wouldn't you expect it to be like of good quality if you're buying it?
Right.
Yeah, dude, no way.
Like, buy some actual art.
No way, dude.
There's so many people you could commission to get some really nice art.
So we'll see what happens when it releases in America and Europe later this year, right?
Like, if you ever been to the stream, the Ansem in the background was made by proper artists, dude. Shout out to proper artists.
That's true.
It's goated. Buy some actual art, guys. And he also loves Kingdom Hearts, so it's a win-win. You could talk to him about Kingdom Hearts. He'll paint it live on stream, dude.
Yeah. Luckily for Jason, I didn't see him paint it live on stream.
Yeah. That would have been awful.
I would have been like...
Well, actually, you probably would have never known, like, right? Like, oh, yo, this is sick. It's not like he was, like, painting it for Mike of the Super SpikeGhetti Bro. No, like...
He might have said that. You don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
He might have said that. Anyway, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we are going to do the question of the week, which is about what Square Enix property would you like to see in Kingdom Hearts? So that should be a fun one. We'll be right back.
This is Richard Epcar. Welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. Come to the darkness.
Welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast. Jason.
Yeah.
It's time for the question of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Aphoroxis. I'd smooch you if you were here.
Consensually. Yeah.
And on the
consensually,
lips.
Yeah.
This week's question of the week comes from Yawn Song, and it says kind of a spunky one. But if there was ever to be a Square Enix specific world in a Kingdom Hearts game, which Square Enix game would you want it to be? Don't just say Final Fantasy. Pick a specific one, you cowards. And of course, the first answer from your podcasting partner, Sean _
your
AFK.
podcasting partner as well.
Shh, we don't have to mention that part. The man who does not know how to spell Mickey.
True.
His answer is, the world ends with you, Smilers.
That's just bait. I will not take the bait.
Yeah, no, thank you. Venturius says, I would have to say the world of the bouncer, Edge, because it would come full circle with Sora looking somewhat like the main character, possibly having 5 party members at once, with Donald, Goofy, and the 3 boys from the bouncer themselves, Sion, Koo, and Volt. Plus, we might get the origin of Dog Street. I knew someone would say the bouncer as well.
Yeah, it's kind of the quirky answer, honestly.
Yeah, it
kind
is.
of the holds up spork answer.
A little bit. Alex says, Final Fantasy 15, I need that new recipe.
Yes, dude.
And I really just want to see Arden again.
Arden was really, really good.
Arden's pretty cool. I'd want to see Prompto hang out with Sora. I think they'd be best buds.
Prompto?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd actually be cool.
They'd be best buds, dude.
Yeah,
They'd
actually
be so much fun. And I want Pence to show up and go up to Gladio and go, man, I can't wait to get to Sleuthin'. And then Gladio just hits him with his sword and into the fucking atmosphere.
Dude, there would be a thing where, like, almost like in a Hercules-ass way, right? Where, like, the boys get on the Goofy shield instead, and he, like, picks them up while they're in the shield, throws them up, and then, like, hits the bottom of the shield with the sword to, like, launch them.
Yeah, that would be cool. Dakota says, does Hitman count? I just think that'd be really funny.
Just murdering people in incognito.
Can you imagine a Hitman level, but it's like Disney Town?
You're just like murdering the 7 dwarves in different ways.
Or like cartoon cows and shit. Like
it's like
just fucking dragging Horace into a dumpster. Or one of the manhole covers and putting them in the fucking sewers, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be funny. Wow, this is a strange world, Donald Goofy. Why do I have a tattoo on the back of my head? Gosh, Sora, our guns have silencers on them. Egg of She-Hulk says, Drakengard 3, it would be bad. It would not work at all. Sora wouldn't vibe with any of the cast. But I need more Zero. I need more Accord. Kingdom Hearts is the only semi-realistic route to that wish being realized, because Yoko Taro sure as fuck ain't doing it for at least another 6 years. I would also accept Drakengard 1 or 2, but almost every human character in those games is like really bad, so who care? I can't believe that Egg thinks that's Drakengard 3 being in Kingdom Hearts is a more realistic idea than them just like remaking those games.
Yeah.
There's no way that being in Kingdom Hearts is more likely.
No way in hell.
No way. Sorry,
Written by a writer.
Work of fiction. Fooled you. Got you that time. Bamboo says, I don't know many Square Enix properties to go into specifics at all, except Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, they own that. Alex told me all about it. Thank you, dude. But anyway, is it too dark for KH? Yeah, in my opinion, it is far too grotesque and scary at parts. But I still want to see it because character's good. It could be shorter, casual world, I guess, between major plot points. Maybe Sora and crew could visit some really cool conflict-free area like Rush Valley. I think it'd be a good world. Maybe as like a boss thing, a homunculus could show up. Definitely as a one-off thing. I don't know, again, it'd be kind of weird in my opinion, but it's the best I got. Donald could call Edward short or something funny IDK. So I know nothing about Full Metal Alchemist, Bamboo.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna be real, I don't either. I just like the Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist memes.
Yeah, those are good memes. Look out, it's the SB Cat. He says,
it's the cat.
It's the cat. I wish the SB Cat was here. I'd give him a piece of my mind. SB Cat says, I'm going to say Dragon Quest 11, mainly because most of the characters are British. I think our lovable trio would go crazy trying to deal with it. Also, Jade Awuga.
Awuga?
And Orpheus Joshua adds, Jade might be too arousing for Kingdom Hearts rating. So, here's the thing. This all sounds good and all, SB. But I don't really want to fall asleep playing Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, true.
I really don't want to walk around with Sora, Donald, and Goofy listening to marching band music.
Nah, yeah, I'm good.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason Dragon Quest is popular in only Japan. Okay? And it's because Japanese people like to be bored. Okay?
And marching bands, apparently.
And marching bands. Billy the Kid Lawrence says, seeing as though Marvel seems inevitable in a KH game, I'd say Square's Guardian of the Galaxy would be great for world inclusion. That game had an awesome story and really fun character interactions. I am Groot. Well, I'm Goofy. I'm sold. Sora and Star-Lord
just back and forth over and over. Yeah. I am Groot.
Donald, I don't think this guy's getting it.
I'm Groot.
Sora and Star-Lord could bond over not having mothers anymore. Nomura laughs.
Oh.
While Rocket and Donald Duck would butt heads, then later become besties. Also, Gamora is cool and all, but Mantis could be there, and she's my intergalactic mommy. Or at
Mantis
least
do be mommy.
The movie version is, love you, Pom, Pommy. And then he has a picture of him with Pom, I don't remember her last name, but the actress that plays Mantis.
Oh yeah, I actually did see that. Normally I don't look at the question of the week, but I just like clicked it so that it would like be up to date or whatever because of my OCD, because there's like the white thing on the left. But anyway, I saw that picture. I was like, oh my god, is that Mantis?
Yeah, but Billy in the picture is wearing a Kingdom Hearts Mickey hat, it looks like, but also wearing a Falling in Reverse t-shirt, so I gotta give him a thumbs down for the Falling in Reverse t-shirt. Minus rep. Sorry, dude. The drip was almost there, and then you wore a t-shirt of a bad band.
At least it wasn't like a Deadpool shirt, dude.
That's true. It could have been Deadpool. We could have had the worst ending. Mr. Spanky says, "Just cause. Let's strap some jet engines to the foretellers and send them to the heart-shaped moon."
Dude, that would be so fun, actually.
I actually was thinking about Just Cause the other day, and I was like, "Yo, do I want to play Just Cause, dude?"
I love Just Cause.
I do too.
Just
I
Cause
love
3.
all of the Just Cause.
I never really played 1 or 2 because I didn't have a PlayStation 3, and I think those both came out on it. I think it was like released on 4.
They came out on Xbox, I think. 2. I definitely played 2, and I didn't have a PlayStation 3 as well, so I think it was on Xbox.
Okay.
As well.
I thought I remember it being. Maybe I thought it was an exclusive because like I had never heard of it, and my friend who had a PlayStation 3 had it. So maybe my memory is weird about that. But I played 3 because it was on PC, and I was like it like consumed me for like 2 weeks. It was like all I played, and I was like 100%ing it. It was so fun.
I'm actually really sad because it was revealed that, because Square Enix no longer owns that studio, I believe.
Right.
I believe they were bought by our parent company, Embracer Group.
Yep.
But
are definitely real.
When Square Enix had the Marvel rights, and they made Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers, obviously, they were having Avalanche, the studio behind Just Cause, make an Iron Man game. And it got canceled before even being revealed. And I'm very sad about that because of that. If any game company could make an Iron Man game, it was those guys.
Yeah, damn, dude.
Because they made
the biggest casualty.
Yeah, dude, I was so sad when I heard about it. And Sean's like, "Did we really want an Iron Man game?" And I was like, "Yes, I want an Iron Man game." He goes, "But what about Anthem?" And I was like, "Anthem's not an Iron Man game."
Well, also, yeah, but like even just like the pretty surface level combat of Marvel's Avengers, Iron Man was really fun.
Yeah.
So if you had like an actual full single player game.
Like, just think the open world of, like, Just Cause, where everything explodes like that, but you're fucking Iron Man. And then, like, they make the story be like, oh, this is a terrorist island, so it doesn't matter if you just go blow everything up,
right? Or if it's, like, similar to, like Spider-Man in some ways, and then Just Cause in some ways. I feel like that would be super cool.
Yeah. Anyway, rest in peace. Snappy Gaming says, okay, I have to point out 2 specific ones, and the only reason I'm saying there's 2 is because the one I really want to pick just got sold off. So the first one that didn't get sold off is Final Fantasy X. Could take place after 10-2, where Sin has been beckoned back, so the squad goes to beckon Auron, Braska, and Jet. But Waka somehow accidentally there's a lot of beckoning going on in here, Snappy. Waka somehow accidentally beckons Sora into existence. Sora learns how to beckon Donald and Goofy. They join the fight against Sin in a very cinematic world. Why are we beckoning everybody?
Yeah, why would everyone be beckoning?
I'm beckoned right now.
It's called Final Fantasy X, The Beckoning.
Final Fantasy X, The Beckoning. And then now the impossible one, classic Tomb Raider. We're talking about the anniversary type tribute here. 30 years of Lara in 2026, so why not do a world in KH4 where Sora gets teleported to the Great Pyramid of Atlantis, where he meets an ungunned Lara, last chapter of the game you start unarmed, and helps her get her guns back, and then joins her in the fight against Jacqueline Natla and her new army of Atlantean Heartless. Wow. Classic Tomb Raider with the polygon boobies. Sirius Black just basically likes Venturious's answer of the Bouncer, one of his favorite games growing up. Zethis says, I think my top pick has got to be Evelise, aka Final Fantasy XII, Final Fantasy Tactics. If moving forward there are going to be larger worlds, this would be a good one. A non-Disney medieval setting would be pretty awesome.
Hell yeah.
Donald's magic could turn Goofy into Banga or something. Even better if they keep it Final Fantasy Tactics art style and Sora has no nose. Honorable mention for gummy ship stuff to tie into Star Ocean and not Star Wars. Ooh. Star Ocean's kind of Square Enix's Star Wars, so that makes sense.
Well, no. Kingdom Hearts is Square Enix's Star Wars.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Chris McKay says, this is an easy one. It had to be a game that's a little less well-known called Kingdom Hearts Coded. I'd really like to see how the team is able to adapt the 8-bit style into a Kingdom Hearts world. Also curious to see how artistically they'd represent my favorite character, Data Sora, since he's about 10 or so pixels in that game. And of course, I know Shimamura would be able to do some magic and compose a killer remake to my favorite track, No More Bugs. Chris McKay really hitting us with the
No More Bugs
game
remix.
Within a game there.
Dude, I actually want that. No meme, I want that. I just want No More Bugs.
More bugs.
Please.
More, no more bugs.
More, no more.
More, no
Bugs.
more. No more,
Oh my god.
I cracked the code. Oh god, Normura just swooped in as a bat and circled around the room and then he swooped out.
He drew a line
onto
across
me.
his throat.
He's onto me. Yeah, his little wing.
No, just the tip of his wing turned back into a hand and then did it across his little bat.
Oh, yeah, you're
his
right. That
little
is what
bat
happened.
throat.
And it was terrifying. Up next, we have Panda. Thank you again, Panda, for writing that email this week. I don't really play many Square Enix games other than Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, and personally, I don't want there to be any kind of Final Fantasy world in KH. Kind of boring, in my humble opinion. But when looking on the wiki list of Square Enix properties, Gex appeared. I guess they published it somewhere or something, so I'm going to cheat and say Gex, even though we all know that isn't actually Square. So I think Gex is the same company that made Tomb Raider or one of those.
I have no idea.
I don't remember, but Gex is a terrible PlayStation era game that I have super fond memories of because I used to go play it at my friend's house all the time. And you'd like, it was like basically like a Banjo-Kazooie, Super Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64 style game. But you went, it's Gex Enter the Gecko is the game I played, and you would go into like different television shows as the levels.
Okay.
It's a terrible fucking game. I actually want to play it just to see if it's as bad as I remember. But me and my friend used to play it all the fucking time, just like Gex the Gecko, dude. So shout outs to Gex. The Mod 13 says I have to pick Nier Automata, mainly because I actually haven't played that many Square Enix games besides Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, but also because it has a pretty cool world and has a history of its characters appearing in other games like Soul Calibur and a ton of phone gacha games. Don't forget Fall Guys.
True.
You can make your Fall Guys bean 2B's ass. It's awesome. I think somebody else answers Nier later if I remember. Nier is actually a decent answer because I know we were a little disappointed with the game, with the story, because everybody hypes up the story like it's like this ginormous thing. But I don't think it's a bad game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't like playing as nines, but yeah.
Right. But I think there were a lot of, if I remember correctly, if we played it, there were a lot of themes that were very similar to Kingdom Hearts themes, and it connected in a lot of ways. So that wouldn't surprise me, other than the fact that 2B's ass is on the fucking screen at all times. They'd have to nerf 2B a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
Emmy Luna says, Balan Wonderworld, smile. That's a bait pick.
Yeah, that's gotta be.
Yo, you can only jump when you're wearing the right hat in Balan Wonderworld, dude. You gotta have the right hat on. Cheery Theoden has the best answer. I'm gonna clap right now. Chrono motherfucking Cross.
I should have known.
Give me Surge and Kid as party members and maybe give us a choice so I can see my little baby alien boy Starkey. Surge can heavily relate to Yozora's "this isn't what I normally look like" line. The games now share semi-similar themes about loss and the lengths people will go to bring back their loved ones. Not to mention the shared ideas of alternate realities now that KH4 will largely take place in the real world. Oh, and how cool would it be for Sora to visit Opasa Beach, Arnie Village, Termina, or literally anywhere else in that amazing world? So yeah, between party comp potential, the number of memorable and unique biomes, and the thematic similarities with the current struggles of the KH crew, Chrono Cross would be the perfect pick. Hell yeah. That's a banger answer, Cheery Theater. You get 10 brownie points this week. Save them up. You never know what they'll be good for. Oblivion says, Final Fantasy IX is my pick. Admittedly, I'm extremely biased and just like Final Fantasy IX a whole lot, but I think it'd be very interesting with the core themes of Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts has a very strong theme of connections/friendships and being close to others despite long distances or unfortunate circumstances. I think this going along with FF9's themes of found family and realizing that home isn't a place, but wherever your loved ones are, can fit together really well. Especially given criticisms of certain characters not seeming like friends anymore, since they don't have a lot of on-screen interactions, but in the lore we are told they're close friends, especially when it comes to Riku and Kairi. I also just think Kairi and Garnet have a lot in common, and Kairi talking to Garnet would be neat. Especially since Garnet is the one party member in FF9 where people kind of roll their eyes at because of the plot-related mechanic where Garnet can't concentrate and won't battle well because she's experiencing a lot of grief. Eventually she overcomes this and turns into a new person, and I feel like Kairi constantly being sidelined, I feel like Kyrie constantly being sidelined and we are teased about her over and over again just for her to kind of flop is very similar to this. To me, it would be cool if Kyrie can relate to another character a lot like herself and realize what she's capable of, and she can become a badass motherfucker with a Keyblade. Also, now that I think about it, Zidane and Sora meeting would be cool too, since they're both extremely self-sacrificing characters with insecurity issues. And I want Kina to eat at the bistro, have Remy cook them some frog legs. Hell yeah.
Whoa.
Final Fantasy IX's goated. And I've never made the parallel between Garnet and Kyrie, but now that you said that, V, it's there. I agree.
Yeah, I never really played, so I'm gonna have to go with what Mike said.
StuCat says we need a Chocobo GP world in KH4.
That's the Mario Kart one, right?
Yeah, that was like extremely like transaction heavy.
Oh
for
Jesus!
whatever reason.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I didn't even check it out because I heard that and I was like, nope. Egg adds Choco Bussy. Thanks, Egg. Dude, I swear to God, Egg. Egg wonders why he hasn't gotten his VIP back yet. Dude.
I forgot we took it away.
We haven't given it back yet. Chetzale says, I've played few Square games besides KH, so I'm also going to say FF9. The city from the start seems like a good place for a world that has a Disney-like quality to it. It does. It very much does. That's true. KH Waterblock says, Dragon Quest Monsters, which is the Dragon Quest Pokemon game, basically, that came out. Game Boy Color, I think. It's been coming out a long time. They're decent games. They have some good twists to Pokemon in them.
I don't think I've ever even seen that ever.
I think it's more like a Dragon Quest Builders would be the one that would cross over because that's pretty popular right now. Mr. Trumpeter 711 says, I don't know many Square Enix properties, so I'm going to go with Midgar from FF7. I'd love to see Sora beat the ever-living shit out of President Shinra and Heidegger. LOL. True.
I'm honestly surprised no one said FF7 yet.
Yeah.
I feel like that one was kind of layup. Like that or a remake, you know?
Hey, Matt knows how to lay it up, dude.
Yeah.
Matt gets them easy buckets.
He just gets you the points that you need.
Matt just stays winning, dude.
True.
Zombie says, so my choices would be 1, Final Fantasy 13 universe, because Lightning is mommy. And 2, Final Fantasy 10, because Sora would be like, holy shit, Tidus and Waka, you look so much older. And because Lulu is hella mommy. Zombie going for just the mommy answers. Dude. Love that.
Easy layups, dude.
Yeah, easy. Again. Zombie just laying it in there, dude. Yansong says, Parasite Eve, baby. Let's add some horror to Kingdom Hearts. We already got the Nomura and Yoko Shimomura soundtrack absolutely whips connection, and the story that they were going to have Aya Brea in KH1, but she got cut out last second. If anyone here doesn't know what Parasite Eve is, they should check it out. The vibes are immaculate. I've heard a lot of good things about that game series. I've never played it.
Yeah, me neither.
Warface Joshua says, probably Star Ocean, though not sure which specific one. Most of the games have space travel, which would work well with the gummy ship stuff, and you explore different planets too, which could relate with Kingdom Hearts. I've played a lot of Star Ocean from the End of Time, I think is the name of it. It's the one for PlayStation 2. Really good game. I haven't played anything besides that, but I've wanted to. Dangus Khan says, I really want Nier since it feels a lot more like a KH game anyway, but I have a much more cursed answer. Thinking back to the old Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 covers and all sorts of classic characters around the box art, I feel like it would be one of the most Kingdom Hearts things of all time to randomly fucking add Mr. Deus Ex from the Deus Ex Square Enix games and throw that motherfucker on the back cover art. Probably won't happen, but if Kingdom Hearts 4 was made in like 2006, I can see the box art clear as day in my mind, and I don't know why. Funny thing I read about Deus Ex, I don't know if it's the original Deus Ex game, but one of them, they have the New York skyline in the game, and the Twin Towers aren't there because of rendering issues and memory issues. Like it was a PlayStation 1 or 2 game.
Oh, damn.
And so they took them out because it made the game stutter. And then they wrote in the story, it was from a terrorist attack. That's why they're not there.
What?
The game released in June of 2000.
What?
2 years before the World Trade Centers were succumbed to a terrorist attack.
What?
Anyway, no more 9/11 talk on the podcast. Cheney says, only other Squeenix game I played is Nier Automata. So, Nier Automata. I love the game so much, I made a video about it that's releasing October 5th on youtube.com/UCG3VANUAQA2YGC7HQRBCJCW. The 2 and the 7 are silent. Also, Riku has a blindfold thing going on, so it just works. Cheney really thought I wouldn't read the whole thing, I think. Cheney's YouTube channel, Azur Allegro. You guys should go check it out. It's a good channel. He's releasing a lot of cool stuff on it. But apparently he has a video on Nier Automata and Kingdom Hearts on October 5th, so go check it out. Gavin Dotson says, I second everything V said. FF9 is my pick. Pokemon Trainer J says, I'd have to go with the City of Final Fantasy. Want lots of Final Fantasy characters? Done. Battle between light and dark? Done. Could even go back later like you do in Kingdom Hearts 2 and the war has progressed. Would make for an interesting story where there's the mannequins. Are they like replicas? Do they have their own hearts and ambitions? Is it right to destroy them and even help in this battle this time? Or does it upset the world order? That's true. The city is a good world, dude.
Yeah, that makes a lot. That would make a lot of sense.
Put Sora in Opera Omnia, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Cowards. Namine's mom says, hear me out. Kingdom Hearts 1. They just go to a world and land halfway through the plot. Cue the existential crisis and time travel as shenanigans. Example, Riku trying to convince his younger self to not be an idiot. That'd actually be trippy.
Yeah.
And Riku gets to see what an asshole he was. Yeah. Jip214 says, the bouncer to discover what the fuck is Dog Street. We'll never know, Jip.
We won't.
We'll never know. And then finally, Keynote says, Life is Strange, maybe? I feel like Arcadia Bay would be a neat location to explore more freely, aside from being beautiful. It'd be interesting to see how KH and Life is Strange's art styles would blend together, and who knows? Maybe the time travel / attempt to change destiny of it all could fit. Chloe party member with a Glock and Max using her rewind ability, maybe in combat. I get that Max's powers have very specific rules to be hard to include Sora, Donald, Goofy in the rewinds, but it could be fun.
Yeah,
also,
I'm sure
fighting Heartless based on the different symbolic animals would be neat. I've never played Life is Strange.
I feel like the themes would probably match up a lot.
Jason, what is your answer to this week's question of the week?
Dude, my answer... Honestly, there's a lot of answers that I'm surprised I did not hear. But my answer that I'm also kind of surprised I didn't hear is Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. You're telling me you wouldn't want, like, a world where it's like, okay, Sora's got to deal with all his repressed rage, right? And so he can just, like, finisher all the Heartless and shit, dude. And they just, like, shatter into, like, purple crystals and shit instead of red ones, dude. That would be so freaking tight.
That'd be pretty cool.
And when he goes into rage form, he just it's like the Lightbringer, but instead he's in rage form.
Yep.
That'd be sick. Imagine Sora jumps up on the large body and DDTs that bitch, and then he turns into purple crystals. His little head on his massive body, and then he crystallizes. That'd be
Goofy
sick.
Jumping off the top rope, 5-star frog splash.
You're telling me he doesn't jump up and grab them big old aerial knockers and slams it on the ground, dude?
Come on, dude. Go on. Hell yeah, dude. I like that answer.
That'd be so sick.
That would be very sick. My answer, I'm not gonna say Chrono Cross, even though that might be my real answer.
Mm-hmm.
But I want. Everybody's talking about Marvel being in Kingdom Hearts. Put me in Square Enix's Avengers, baby. Put Sora in that version of Avengers, dude, to hang out with Kamala.
Give me Thor, dude.
And Thor and Bruce Banner and Iron Man and Captain America, Frozen on the Moon Captain America, and to fight robots endlessly till the end. I don't know. That was a stupid answer.
You know what? I'm surprised I didn't hear, because it's like really new, and I felt like it was like it was honestly like a flavor of the month type thing. I feel like Live Alive. I'm surprised nobody said that just because of recency bias, straight up.
Well,
because no one was gonna say it before the remake ever came out. That was never a thing. But if it was ever gonna be said, I think it would have been now. But no one did.
From what I understand, the way Live Alive is set up, I don't know that would make sense.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about it.
It's basically you play a bunch of vignettes of different. It's kind of like Octopath Traveler was inspired by Live Alive,
right?
Because you play these different character stories. The difference is in Octopath Traveler, the characters are kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really interact with each other.
Didn't Yoko do the soundtrack for Live Alive?
Yes, Yoko did the soundtrack for Live Alive, and Megalomania.
Yeah.
Megalovania is the Toby Fox song, but I think it's Megalomania, which inspired Toby Fox to write Megalovania. It's a boss theme in Live Alive. Live Alive is very much inspired Undertale, inspired Octopath. But the way it works in Live Alive is you play vignettes of different characters throughout time. So there's like a caveman era one, there's a feudal Japan one, there's a modern day, there's a near future one, and then I don't know exactly how the plot works, but the idea is you play through these like 7 or 8 vignettes, and then somehow it comes together in the end.
It's like some Chrono Trigger ass.
Kind of, but Chrono Trigger, like, it's all one story, where these are separate stories that don't really matter to each other until you find out how they do, I guess. I don't know. I'd like to play it still. I haven't had time to play it, but I heard it's really good. I heard the remake's very good, and one of the remake that's like faithful to the original, while still like providing quality of life stuff.
That's cool.
I heard it's very good. So I don't know. I know very little about it other than what I just told you, so I don't know how that would fit into Kingdom Hearts. I've changed my answer. It is Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer for the Nintendo 64. I would like Sora to drive a pod racer. I know it's not a Square Enix property. It's a Disney
what do you
property.
mean that's made by Square? Like what?
Sorry, I forgot we were doing Square Enix specifically.
Square Enix only, Mike. Minus 10 brownie points.
I already gave all my brownie points.
Yeah, you're negative now, dude.
No,
with interest.
Can't take from me what I don't have.
With interest.
Sorry. Anyway, that was the question of the week this week. Thank you, everybody who answered. Question of the week next week. Elbow Juice asks, we now know Ephemer canonically fucks. Who else do you think fucks?
It's a bit
I don't
problematic.
think that's a good answer. I don't know if it's a good one.
I'm surprised no one said FF14, dude.
That's true. Where's Bio?
Where's Bio? Where's Iron Aggro, dude? You telling me neither of them said FF14, dude?
Yeah, dude. That's a little cringe, Bio. Not even representing your own brand.
Yeah.
Next week's question of the week. I haven't said this yet, but next week, Jason, you and I are going to take some time to kind of give Dark Road a review. We did a kind of a mini review on the live podcast in the moment with our thoughts. We're going to let it sit for another week, and we're going to come back next week with a review. But I want you guys, for the question of the week, to tell me what you thought of Dark Road. Give us a mini review. Tell us in 4 sentences. It could be more than that. I don't care. But just tell us what you thought of Dark Road.
1 paragraph, 4 sentences, MLA format.
Don't make it too long, but don't make it too short. And just tell us what you give Dark Road out of 13. All right, everybody? That's your assignment.
Out of 13.
Yeah, out of 13. All right, well, that's going to do it for this week, Jason. Thank you for joining me. It's always a blast to do the podcast with my brother, who I love dearly. Thank you again to Panda for writing that email. And yeah, thank you to everybody for just being cool motherfuckers. Next week is episode 20? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 19, right? So yeah. So that means we've made 170. Next week we've made 170.
Wait,
right
you're
now.
telling me this is 169 right now?
No, last week was 169.
Oh, so this is the 170.
Because we did 151.
I thought you said next week is 170.
No, I misspoke. Next week is 171. Crazy, right?
That is pretty crazy. I also want to bring up really quick, nobody said Power Wash Sim, and I'm shaking my damn head.
That's true. Best game Square Enix has released in a long ass time, honestly. I'm not even kidding. Like, the game's really fucking cool. I know how to use a real power washer now because of Power Wash Sim. I'm dead serious. So I'm at work, and one of my colleagues, who's my buddy, was like, "Hey, do you want to come power wash these bleachers with me?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I do. I've never used a power washer in my life." And he's like, "All right, I'll teach you how to use it." And he started telling me, and I just grabbed it from him and fucking used it because I know how to use it from playing Power Wash Simulator.
That's lit.
Because I played a fucking video game that is cool for way too long, way too many hours. Actually, before we go, I'm gonna look up how many hours I have on Power Wash Simulator and tell you guys right now, live. I don't know if it's an impressive number or an unimpressive number, but I'm gonna tell you, and you're gonna hear.
Tyler Rims. Fuck you, by the way. Has 54 hours of Power Wash Sim.
Ooh,
Exposed.
That's a lot. Is mine better or worse? Here we go. Library's opening up. Ooh, I've played 40.4 hours. Tyler's got me.
Gotta get your numbers up, dude. Sean
I
AFK,
guess so.
35 hours.
Oh, I beat Sean. Fuck you, Sean.
By the way.
I have not played since June, though, to be fair.
Dude, yeah, you gotta play the new maps, dude.
Yeah, I got it.
I was doing the subway. That was
Oh, I did the subway. I'm way ahead of him.
the subway.
Okay, here's the deal.
Was lit. Wait, okay, hold up. Are you telling me that he's like 14 hours slower than you, dude? Like, what is happening
Yes,
here?
I'm way more efficient.
You're more
than Tyler is.
efficient.
I'm way more efficient, dude. That's what that is, dude. Yeah, because I haven't played it since the 1.0 release, because I have 0 achievements in it, but I've played for 40 hours.
Oh, okay.
Because they don't put achievements out until it releases, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I'm just way more efficient than Tyler. Tyler can power wash his way out of a fucking pile of dirt, okay? All right. Or if he could, it would take 14 hours longer than it took me. Let's just say that. Anyway, let's end this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Jason, hit him with it.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Thank you.
Now, please, fuck off.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was episode number 19 of the Ansem Report podcast, your longest running Kingdom Hearts podcast. Thank you to Jesse Wright and Shane Plunkett of Metal Vista Media for the theme, Radiant Garden, which I'm going to thank them every week till the end of time because it is a banger-ass theme, and we love it. Isn't that right, Jason?
That's true.
Jason, did you know we have a Patreon?
I mean, yeah. Well,
Of course he knows,
why
guys.
wouldn't I?
Of course he knows. Patreon.com/Super SpikeGhetti Bros. You could support us every month, like these people are. And also, we do this thing where if you pay up front, if you pay a year up front, you get a 16% discount. That is the max discount that Patreon will allow. That's right. I cranked it up to 16%. I said, if you give me $12, you will. If you're pledging for a full year, you only pay $8 or whatever. You know what I mean? Because we got you, all right? So, come drop some support, drop some love. Like these people did. Famous for Nothing,
Pokemon Trainer J,
Nesquik,
Billy the Kid, Lawrence,
Prinverg,
Dr. Lambic.
DP Grant,
It's the SB Cat,
Gavin Dodson,
Iron Aggro.
Iron Daddy Sean,
It's ya boy, Woody,
Lisa S,
Mr. Trumpeter 711,
Preferred Whale 6,
Sawarls Barkley,
Doctor, Water KH PhD,
Zach P,
Elbow Juice,
Panda Love,
Frank Verg,
Fabio the Iguana,
Unholy Dolphin.
Vetus,
What's up, Carl?
Lands of Masters,
Regular Pat,
Get Roxel,
Librarian Gamer,
Berto Jester,
Kyrie's Bro,
Afro Roxas,
Travis Town Jr.,
Jenny,
and Phil Games. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. Go to patreon.com/Super SpikeGhetti Bros to support us. The content's been a little slow. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's been a little slow, but we're working on Low Key for Fine. I'll Do It Myself coming out next, and
Yes.
we're working on stuff. And September gets a lot less tight for me as far as schedule, so
True.
we're gonna be working on some good stuff. Okay, so thank you guys for listening and watching and supporting us there, and we'll see you next week.
bye.
And no, see the flowers, yeah, no, see the life series since Hitler rap and like that.